I don't know if anyone remembers, but a while back when I very first started my channel, okay, excuse me, when I very first started my channel, it was about testing knives in a different way compared to everyone else. We are going to do one of those videos today, alright, because I've acquired 2 extra knives, so we actually have 5 knives to show you today. I might as well show this as well, which is just a plain butter knife. Obviously, this is just an ordinary dinner knife, as you can tell. The handle is very weighted, I will say. Honestly, handle is very, very weighted. Quite a heavy knife. For a dinner knife, I would say it's actually quite heavy. So, I just want to say a big shout out to all of my subscribers recently. I did say that I don't know whether I listed the live stream, but I did say in the live stream that I wasn't going to be doing any more. However, an opportunity has arisen for me to do this video, so I hope everyone does sincerely enjoy this one. This is for all knife lovers, whether they be carving knives, bowie knives, hunting knives, or whatever. If you're a knife lover, you love knives, you like the way they're made, you like the look of them. But all in all, this video is about knives. And if you don't like knives, well, get lost. So, obviously, we have our pieces of our sofa here. Don't ask me why I'm using pieces of the sofa. Okay, I just do. Okay, I'm testing differently here, people. Testing differently is about testing things differently. So, welcome back. So, yeah, let me show you the knives. So, everyone remembers the knife that I very first showed on this channel. Okay, we'll save that one until last. So there's going to be a few knives, a couple of knives on this channel that you've already seen before. The first one, now our first set of knives, okay, is one of them you've seen before, the other one you haven't, okay. So our first knife here is actually from AliExpress. It didn't actually cost me a penny. This is their all-purpose multi-knife. This is the knife I'm on about. This is actually the second actual proper knife that we ever had on this channel here. Welcome to everyone. Good to see everyone active. So this knife has already seen and done a lot. You know, it's done different things in the channel. I've shown it off a couple of times. Actually, my pride and joy of my whole entire collection, albeit a very small collection of knives. I don't like to have too many knives just because of living in the UK. You know, the police don't sponsor, you know, they don't support knife ownership really. You're not allowed to take them out on the street, for example. This one I could take camping with me, but at no other time am I allowed to have this on me. All right, camping, fishing, you know, and if I was a lifeboat crew member, I would be allowed to have this on me at all times as long as I was living by the sea. But all in all, just an absolutely beautiful knife. It is full tang all the way through, and it has that lovely extra guard bit inside the tang, and just all in all, very sturdy. I mean, there is no movement there whatsoever, but I would say that all in all, this has been one of the best knives on this channel. Absolutely beautiful, really is. I mean, it's not very sharp anymore, but you can see that's still fairly clean cut, if you get the angle right. But all in all, I would say that this knife is better at piercing than anything else. It just really has this really nasty tip to it. Honestly, I've cut myself a couple of times on this just by cutting away with ropes here and then catching the bottom of that tip of that blade on my hand. It's nasty. So that's our first knife today. Our second knife today is just a plain ordinary kitchen knife. I actually come across this one for about £3.96, and that is the Chef Aid 12-inch carving knife, or 8-inch, 7-inch. I don't. Yeah, this is definitely a 12-inch carving knife, easy. Absolutely gorgeous blade, I have to admit. Very forward heavy. So definitely very forward heavy, but all in all, a very beautiful knife to work with. I've used it a couple of times in the kitchen already, and I have to say that it performs really, really well when carving. We haven't actually had the chance to test this thing properly, which is why we're doing it today. But very, and it's got that lovely sound. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if you can actually hear it. I am going to be planning to get a little Bluetooth microphone at some point. Right, we are upgrading the channel. All right, but yeah, lovely little knife. I mean, just spectacular. So that's our second knife today. Our third knife today, I believe, is a carving knife. It's made by Ilkington and Co. All right, stainless steel. It's Cutlers and Silversmiths. All right, and this is a very old company. I don't actually know what this is made of. I think it's ivory, or like a resin. But a really, really old knife, actually. This is what it says. I don't know if you can see that properly. But very light, very easy, very, very light blade. Most of the weight inside of the handle, as you can see. I mean, almost a perfect balance there. But again, I've noticed that old knives from charity shops don't tend to sharpen up that well. You know, they haven't really been looked after that much. This one, you can tell, just has not been looked after. I mean, that should just be cutting meat. If that was razor sharp, I would not be doing that. All right, but I bet you this could still do a bit of damage if you had to, right? And that's what we're here to find out today against our sofa cushion, okay, is will our knives do the job against a home intruder wearing clothing? Now, we're using like a leather here, like a synthetic leather on these sofas, all right, because what's a lesson life keeps trying to teach you, but you keep learning it the same hard way? To be totally honest with you, the one lesson that life keeps on trying to teach me, that I find, I keep on trying, I keep on trying, and I keep on failing at it, okay? And the one lesson that is, as stupid as it sounds, all right, is walking up an escalator. And I'm not even taking the piss. Like, I step onto an escalator, all right, and I try to get my forward balance correct so that I don't fucking end up going backwards. And every time I walk on an escalator, I fall clean on my ass. I'm not even kidding you. Like, bloody hilarious every time. Yeah, so, right, so going back to it. So this is our third knife, okay, which is actually our fourth. So the fourth knife I want to show you is a index across. It's just a steak knife, really old one as well. Most of the teeth are worn off on this, but we are going to have a little throw at our sofa cushion from over here. So stick around. Now, I don't know whether anyone remembers the knife that we very first brought onto this channel. And the knife that we very first brought onto this channel was a beautiful piece. It really was. It's gone through a few knocks and bangs recently. I'm not going to lie about it. You know, it probably does look a little bit worse than what people remember. And that is the Whitby inline lock blade. Okay, and if anyone remembers this, they'll remember that I was the one who engraved this. Okay, it wasn't originally silver. It was originally a dark grey colour, like here. Okay, as you can see, we've just had to go with it. All right. Well, thank you, Hitman. Much appreciated. So this is actually the very first knife we brought onto this channel, and I am not going to start whacking my hand with this one. There is a little bit of play here, but we do have an electric screwdriver with multiple different tips where I can just adjust this. But other than a little bit of give right there, it's not much give whatsoever, but I can definitely feel very, very minute wobble. But this is actually this very first knife, all right, that we ever showed. All right, and we have tried throwing it, we have tried slashing with it, we have done many different things. What I want to find out today is, in a home intruder situation where you have to swipe and possibly lunge in certain angles, is it going to stand up to the task? So yeah, we are going to be finding out today whether this is actually a good home defense item or whether it's just a good camping item. Being an inline lock blade, a folder, I don't have high hopes for it, but however, I do feel as though that could be a very, very good combat blade, because the blade is completely straight down the handle. Like, there is no curvature there whatsoever. If anything, this part kind of sits back a bit, so it's like that. But very, very beautiful knife to be working with. I love it completely. Hello Dark Wizard, welcome back. So the first one we're going to show is this. This is our steak knife. Okay, very old steak knife. As you can see, it is wooden handled, and it is riveted in. All right, these are just like pins that are basically rivets. So we're going to sit back a bit. We're just going to throw it, see how it works. Hope you like the video, people. Well, as always, we did get a hit. Well, that's actually not as always. We don't usually get good hits like that. That just caught right at the tip of the bottom, wasn't it? Good, go again. Straight through, no problem. You know what? That actually went all the way through there. I mean, if you were throwing this at an intruder, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of this. I really wouldn't want to be, because this knife could really, really end your life, but very, very quickly, I would say. If it's thrown directly at the neck or at the chest and you're not wearing any protectiveness, this is going to get stuck inside of you. I am not taking a piss here. But how does it do against slashing? We're going to have to try and move the camera here, all right, so you can actually see a bit better. So, hopefully you can see that a bit better. So, how does it do against slashing? Well, it's definitely scratching. Like I said, it is a steak knife and it is old, it is blunt. Let's try a few different moves. As you can see, I didn't put a lot of force into that. That was just quick, and well, I stayed in there. That's just wanted to stay there. Like, this knife would be dangerous in a fight, especially if you've got your finger in there and you're wearing gloves, and you can really force your way through a piece of jacket or something. Like, This is not a knife you want to be stuck on the end of. Alright, I'm telling you now. So let's go on to our different knives here. And that are these ones. So we're going to do a knife that you didn't expect me to do first. And that is this. This is our very old carbon knife. Like I said, blunt as hell. Yeah, not doing shit. But is it going to do anything against this? We'll find out. It's definitely doing a bit more than the steak knife, but let's see what happens when we put a little bit of power into this. Well, you'd definitely be cut, if anything. You would get cut. I would say that you would get minute cuts. Alright, but what's it like on the stab? That is just... I mean, I had to put a little bit of force into it, but do you really want to be stuck on the end of one of these? I don't think you would. I mean, unless you put a bit of power into that, that's not going through anything. And the tip is just, it's just stupid. I'm going to say that. But all in all, for home defense, I would say that if you just want to cut someone's face to pieces for defense, this is going to be the fastest. I would say that this would be your fastest one because the blade is very light and you could probably get more cuts in than your opponent within seconds. So we're going to go on to this one because I feel like this is going to do a little bit better than all the rest. And then we'll try the big carbon knife and the multi-purpose blade, okay? So this is the inline lock blade that I very first showed on the channel. And she is a beaut. She has this little carry clip. It, not ambidextrous, by the way. You could. No, this is like for a left-handed person. All right, but we're not left-handed, we're right-handed here. No offense. But in total, if it was sharp, you would definitely, you do not want to be on the receiving end of this little beauty here. I would always say that if you're going to get in the way of this, you're stupid, because I don't need to put a lot of weight into that. Let's just, look, whoops, almost cut a damn finger off there. Just hold it like a pen, 2 fingers. Very close to cutting our own hand off there. Do it on a mannequin. I will do it on a mannequin when I get one. Unfortunately, we're going to have to upgrade the channel first, get a load more subscribers, then we might be able to afford one. So, that was the inline lock blade. So, now we move on to the 2 knives that I class as a set. Right, these are 2 knives that I plan to make proper sheaths for, a twin sheath, one for this big one, then one for the little one. Alright, down the, so like a leg holster for them. Okay, and that is the 8-inch, 12-inch, I don't know, I can't fucking remember now. And this is the Chef Aid carbon knife, very forward heavy blade. Alright. We're going to show this one first, and then we're going to go and move on to the second blade of this set. Alright, so if you're a chef, you want a good quality knife, you want something that feels right in the hand, but you haven't got that much money to spend. Well, the Chef Aid is actually perfect for that. Alright, at £3.97 and a total weight of around about maybe a kilogram, just under a kilogram actually. Very forward heavy knife. I would say that this is your ultimate work tool in the kitchen for carving and chopping bones apart, because the weight on that is just insane. We have this piece of wood here, which we can show you. And that was just a little bit of a flick with the wrist. I'd hate to think what I could do if I really put some power into that. But you really want to chop away at bones, like, feel free, get this. Oops. You want to chop away at bones, or you want a good home defense item, something if someone breaks in and you could just grab it there and then, and you're already there, right? This is the ideal weight distribution for you, because if an attacker goes up against you with a silly fucking little knife like this and you're holding something like that, they ain't gonna come near you. Like, they're not gonna bother you. So we're gonna try it out on this. I don't want to do a full forward thrust with this one because I don't want to damage the wall behind it. But we will see what happens when we slash. I don't expect this to do a bloody lot, albeit almost a very brand new knife. And a lot sharper than some of the others that I own. I still don't hold high hopes for this, but for slashing and everything, like, it is really good. Shut up, Dark Wizard. So, we're going to use a fresh side for this, because I feel as though the set should be judged with a fresh side, so there's no marks. So we're going to do a couple of little slashes. And as you can see straight off the back, that is just a downwards cut like that. The backwards slash did a little bit, as you can see, but I don't think we're getting that right. Well, I can honestly say, if you get your angle correct, you ain't walking away. We're going to try a downwards strike. So, as you can see by the state of this knife is not something you get stuck on the end of, because this is going to take you apart piece by little piece. And I would hate to be on the receiving end of one of these. Fair warning, this video is not for home use, basically. Like, please do not copy this shit at home. I am a trained professional. 8.5 years in the forces. For what? I don't know. To do shit like this? Well, guess what? And you are not walking away from one of these. And if you think that you are, I hope to fucking, whatever belief you have, that you get back up and run, because that'd take your fucking head off. Easy. So we're going to go back to the other side now, because I've just fucked up that side completely, and I'm not damaging these other cushions because they're a fucking sofa. So, really dangerous knife. Would never want to be on the receiving end of this. Please, if you are using this one for a home defense situation, do not aim for the neck. Aim for a limb or something, like an arm or a leg, okay? Specifically, don't aim for the chest. So now we go on to the multi-purpose knife, which still has a bit of sharpness to it, okay? And this is a lovely knife, I have to admit. The thrust on this is especially, we have already thrusted this into a piece of sheet metal already, and it fucking just obliterated the thing. I mean, the thrust on it alone, with the right movement. I mean, if you're up close and personal, you had this on a front holster, all you have to do is pull, hold, and in with a twist, and that would just go straight through. But absolutely wonderful knife, and this is actually from AliExpress if you want to check it out. I don't have a link for a description, a link for the product as of yet, because I'm not sponsored by them, so you have to look this one up. This is their all-purpose multi-knife. It doesn't come under camping knife or anything. It actually comes under a folding knife, believe me or not. But as you can see, that is not a folder. Like, there is no folding that blade. The handle isn't big enough for one. But this knife has done particularly well in the past on our channel, and don't know if you can see these scratches, but there are a few minute little scratches. The blade is still perfect in every way. This is actually the second one we've had. The first one I ended up snapping clean in half. Turned out to be defective, so I got another one. Beautiful thing, absolutely wonderful. But that's why I class this one and the other one as a set, because I feel as though both of these in a leather sheath in a campsite or in a survival or in a combat situation would do really well. As long as this didn't have a plastic handle and this had a handle but was a lot better build, I think this would do well. So this one, this has got a beautiful handle. This is just wood. I don't know what type of wood it is. Yeah, it's got blue and yeah. So we're going to try it out. Okay, now please bear in mind, these videos are not so you can walk around and just stab someone up. Okay, I'm not teaching you to do that. I am showing you what these knives could do to someone if you had to defend yourself, and just sussing out which one I think would be the better home defense option. At the moment, I'm saying it's the Chef Aid carving knife, because I just... Would you want to be on the receiving end of that? I don't think you would. Yeah. Never get in the way of the carving knife, because that thing break your bones, chop your fucking head clean off. You called the police. Whatever, mate. You're funny, I'll give you that. I like to banter people, alright? Like, if you want to have a bit of banter, let's go for it. I fucking love it. But, yeah. Brilliant. You call the police? Absolutely spectacular, because guess what? Yeah, and I am going to do this just because I can. Dark Wizard, I know you're a moderator, yeah, but don't delete comments unless I ask you to, okay? I definitely tickle pickles. Mate, what planet are you from? Alright, well, you timed him out, yeah. Next time, yeah, don't do that without discussing with me first. If I tell you to do it, then you do it, okay? Like, people, I will state that I do have a moderator in the chat, okay? So, if anyone is rude or anything like that, they will just get you out, okay? Yeah, I don't know whether it was a troll, Dark Wizard. It could have been, it could not have been, right? Next time, yeah, give them a little bit more time to see what they do first. And then if they are very rude or irresponsible or just stupid, then get them out, okay? Rampage AAATP, brilliant, funny guy. Have you ever taken a back shot before? A back shot? You mean, what do you want about a back shot? Oh, you being a funny cunt, are you? Oh, I don't know. It depends on what you're on about, actually. There's many different forms of back shot. One is weed, 2 is a drink, 3 is a gay reference, 4 is a lesbian reference, 5 is a LGBTQ reference, and all the others are basically just bullshit. So which one are you on about? Well, whilst you're answering that, let's see what this knife does. Not that sharp, just because there's not that much weight there. But if I can really push that, that's not going anywhere. But I have to admit that the thrust, I'm not able to do much there. You don't want to get stabbed by that. Oh, okay. Found a match. That could do some damage. Give it half a chance. I mean, you might need to stab it. Just don't fuck around. Oh, sorry, I need to stick my phone on charge. So, I think all in all, I would rather, if I'm going to be using one in the home defense, I would rather use the set that I pointed out. I know I'm not normal. Tell me something that I don't know. I did serve 8.5 years in 4.5 in Afghanistan, and then 4 years behind on a base. So, you try seeing war and then fucking experiencing that every single fucking night. How about that? You try fighting for your life, keeping your teammates alive, yeah, being given orders that are damn right disgusting, that horrify you, and you have to live with that. You have to live with their decision for what orders they've given you. See whether you can cope with that one, boy. Like, I'm not having a laugh with you, bruv. Yeah, you go to war. Tell you what, go and volunteer for Ukraine's fucking armed forces. Go fight the Russians. Maybe then you might understand what I've gone through and why I'm so fucked in the head. What was that? Sorry, didn't hear you. Look, people, I don't ask anyone to come on here to watch and, you know, I ask people to come on, just do what the fuck they like. Just don't be fucking rude, you know? Like, if you're going to be rude, get the fuck off. Like, you know, my moderator is here. Like, I want people to behave themselves, because, like, I'm giving my moderator permission to just throw anyone off now. Like, if you're rude or you're funny, or you think you're a fucking smart cunt, like, you can fuck off. Like, smart ass. But, hello, Liam. Frog. Frog? Frog? Frog. Oh, okay. Sorry people, this is actually all the fluids we've got today. We did use our last of our CBD sweets. Yes! Doombug! What you saying, broski? What's up, Dark Wizard? What's wrong? Oh no. It's alright, you're talking to June. So, that concludes the knife part for the video. Obviously, they are right here. Two of the best knives for home defense, alright, in my opinion. I am going to make get a custom leather sheath for these. So I can have the big one and this one, so this can be clipped in as well. I'm also going to have this sent off to a blacksmith. So we can have a proper handle made. We're going to get the blade heat treated and everything, so it is good for outdoor usage. We're also going to get the blades oiled as well, so can't wait for that. That milk doesn't taste right, but it was out of the fridge, so. If I get a stomachache tomorrow, I know how. How to detonate. Yeah, mate, like, whatever. Detonate what? Detonate my ass, yeah. Yeah, definitely, you don't want to go to the toilet after me, trust me, bruv. Alright, like, I leave a fat nuke behind. And if people are going to go moaning on about me smoking on camera, go fuck yourselves. Alright, I'll do what the fuck I want on my live stream. And if I want to fucking smoke a cigarette, I'm going to. It's a habit, not a choice. We do actually want to do a couple of extra things today. So, I did want to show you a couple of things that us British people eat. Obviously, you know. Now, a couple of these ones I'm actually not going to eat, just because I'm not that hungry, because I've already eaten. Okay, but we wanted to show you a few items. For you Americans out there that don't really know what us British people like to eat, this is just a small selection of what I've got at the moment. Just because I'm a little low on money, and this is what I can afford at the minute. Actually, this is food that somebody's given me, okay, so please bear that in mind. So the first one, okay, is actually a delicatessens farm foods item, which we were given by somebody, just because we've got no food at the minute. Doesn't mean I'm poor, okay, it just means I'm waiting to get paid, alright, if anyone wants to take the piss. So this is 8 slices of dry cured breaded ham. Alright, now this is a common thing to see in England and Scotland and Ireland and Wales, is ham in a packet. For you Americans out there, that's what it looks like. I know you like to eat your meat straight off the fucking pig. Okay, so yeah. Not off the pig, but in a packet. Okay. The second one is actually Yorkshire puddings, which we have opened. These have been cooked, by the way. I like my Yorkshire soft. These have been cooked, right, and then cooled down. My mate gave me a few of them. Right. The second item is actually part of my dinner that I had with my mates. How do you send me money? Well, you'd have to use my PayPal. Dark Wizard, if you want to point them how do you send money? Yeah, use PayPal. PayPal, simple as. If you speak to Dark Wizard will give you my my Messenger account, okay? Because Dark Wizard's my moderator. Dark Wizard. Well, thank you very much, Lorenzo. It is appreciated, honestly, bro. If you want to speak to Dark Wizard will tell you what my profile looks like, right, and what my name is on there. Well, my name's John Weston on Messenger, okay, on Facebook. It's John Weston. It's a blue lightsaber. I believe it's still a blue lightsaber. No, yeah. If you want to chuck me a message there, I can give you the details there. But yeah, I will be bringing up my PayPal details into a live stream at some point. So if people did want to donate towards my YouTube channel, or donate at all, like, they can. I'm not gonna beg people for money because that's not my style. All right. Sometimes people need a little help, but that's not what we're here about. Sorry, my head is not with it today, really not. But yeah, this is part of the dinner that I had. This is a cheese and ham pie. Quite nice, I will admit. Yeah, quite a nice pie. I left one somewhere. I can't remember where I left it. I think it was in my mate's fridge. If it is, then it's probably defrosted by now, which means it's fucked. But yeah, my YouTube channel has been going for a little while now, people. So a couple of other items that you see more commonly here in the UK and Scotland are custard creams and rich tea biscuits. Now, These are just a random company that you see nearly all the time in like Aldi, Lidl. This is basically the people they go to, like really cheap shit. But these are common biscuits that you actually find here in England. And they're not like the biscuits that you have in America, which are like fluffy, or we actually call those biscuits scones, all right? But that is basically custard cream biscuits. They're basically like a sweet treat, you could say. Same with these, you can dip them in your tea or your coffee. Don't want to try eating these if you've barely got any teeth. Kind of hurts. And the last item we have is actually very, very common indeed. This is a loaf of white bread, toasty bread. They call it toasty bread because they've cut it thicker, but it's actually plain white bread. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, it's just a soft white loaf. I mean, it's got a lot of spring to it. So it's definitely commercial, not like home bakery. Kind of crap, really. You know. And it looks like Larry the Batman fan is actually doing more fucking drama videos. So this is the reason why I didn't want to be in contact with the idiot. So Larry, if you're still doing drama videos, like, stop. Like, it's time for you to grow up a little bit, man. Come on. But yeah, honestly, people, Lorenzo, yeah, if you want to look up the name John Weston, it's a picture of a blue lightsaber. Yeah, feel free to message me at some point. Just bear in mind, I am UK Standard Time. So at this moment in time, it is 6:24 p.m. So please bear in mind the time difference if you are living somewhere else. Like, look, people, like, not every video is the same for me. Not all my content is going to be brilliant or world class, you know, even worthy of my subscribers sometimes, but I don't really want to be doing drama content. That's the one thing I would pride myself on, is not doing that. There has been a few videos where I've had to do that. If you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so, okay? There has been a lot of controversy on my channel, a lot of different topics, and I would say that, you know, sometimes you just got to go with the flow, you really do. But as regards to this video, I think the star of this video has been this carving knife, because I think the carving knife has done particularly well today. I would say in a home defense situation that this would be this is the knife you want to be going for. This is the blade that you want in your hand against an intruder, right? Because this is just going to go through their clothing, go through their skin. If you got caught, if your hand got caught by this, you were definitely losing your hand. Like, this is no joke. Like I said, it's very forward heavy, all right? And it's just such a mean knife to be standing in the way of. Even holding it now, kind of, even with my hand this close, kind of scares me a little bit. And I've been on the receiving end of bullets, knives, swords, axes, even grenades. And out of all of it, this thing worries me the most at this moment in time. So we're going to hold that away from our hand on the cigarette. But in total, the Chef Aid 12-inch carving knife is such a knife that I would love to have it made properly. I'd love to have a combat version of this. Welcome, Joseph. But yeah, honestly, I would really love a combat version of a knife like this, because, or an outdoors version at least, you know, a very thick spine, very forward heavy blade. Really does its job. So congratulations, Chef Aid, you make a brilliant budget knife, you really do. I just wish the handle was a bit better. So Chef Aid, if you did make a knife exactly the same as this blade, just tempered and heat treated, and yeah, all in all with a better handle, I would love to test it out here on the channel. I really would. And I hope that some of these companies do watch my videos, because you know I would love to test some different knives out from any company, and we are called Testing Differently for a reason. We will eventually be bringing up my PayPal details, so if anyone wanted to donate a piece of equipment that we could destroy, please get in contact with me on Facebook Messenger. It's John Weston. It's a blue lightsaber. All right. Don't send me a friend's request, all right, because I do not accept them. All right, but send me a message on Messenger if you can. If you want me to destroy a couple of items, I will let you know where to send it to. All right. Yeah. But all in all, I would say that these two knives as a set in a leather sheath, I do plan on having the leather sheath made, like I said, I think would be absolutely brilliant. But all in all, the Chef Aid chef knife and the AliExpress, surprising, but what a choice. The AliExpress sell all different types of knives, and I would say that this, in my opinion, is one of their best. As a multi-purpose knife, either for kitchen or outdoors, this is my go-to, because it's just so beautiful for one, and two, the piercing and the slashing. I mean, the shape of the curvature of that blade really does go cleanly through a piece of rope. It's absolutely spectacular. It really is. I would say that this knife is my little go-to when I want to be, when I'd like to be in the woods camping. We will be doing a camping video at some point. All right. We're going to get a couple of battery packs first. All right, so we know our phone don't die. Let me know which tent you think we should go for, what style of tent. I was hoping to go for a teepee type tent, but then we're going to have to find a flat place to put it. We do plan on going camping in the middle of the woods, so we can have like little campfires, get a bow and arrow, do a little bit of target practice, you know, just a bit more for the channel, you know. So yeah, I hope everyone has had a wonderful time here on the channel. I am actually going to end this video because I'm bored as shit. And yeah, just two lovely knives that I would honestly recommend to you is the AliExpress multi-purpose. It's a less than 3-inch knife, I believe. All right, absolutely lovely thing. It takes about a week to get to you, maybe 2, but beautiful thing. All right, and then the Chef Aid chef's knife, 12-inch. Just a lovely addition to your kitchen if you're on a budget. It really is. And in a home defense situation, this is going to really do some damage to your opponent. Good tip: if your opponent's got a gun, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. All right, that'd be a stupid idea. But yeah, if you're going to make a home defense kit, or an outdoors kit preferably, if you're going to make a home defense kit and you do need quick access to a couple of knives, get a leather sheath made, have them in this arrangement, 1 and then 2. So if you lose this one, you've got the second one just down the leg. You can unclip, draw. All right, even in an outdoor situation, outdoors as well. If you need to switch between blades, one for chopping like wood and then one for cutting rope, you have those 2 there. All right. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.